واحد، اثنان، ثلاثة، أربعة.
As you probably know by now, I don't put like commercials in the middle of my videos. I can't control what YouTube does, but I don't take like sponsorship to do this stuff. If I talk about things, it's because I mean it, not because I'm getting paid to do that. And so instead, the way I make a living is not by making content, but by making and selling things like the guitars that I make and stuff here on the channel. But over at newperspectivesmusic.com, I have all sorts of weird things over the years. Sometimes I've made some silly stuff, some ideas that were just for videos to try out new tools. So there's all sorts of stuff there that I was recently trying to clean the site out, and I marked a whole bunch of things down. And of course, if you use the I know Tim Sway code, that'll save you 10% off on top of all the markdowns of just some stuff that I'm trying to get rid of as I make room for new inventory. Things like this t-shirt from a couple years ago, these hats, and also even some things like at one point in time I was making hobo nickels on the on the laser. I got a bunch of weird like spaceship nickels that I made, and some other like guitar straps. I did this collaboration a bunch of years ago. I got a couple of those left. So if you're looking for, you know, some savings and possible gifts or whatever as the holiday season's coming up and you don't want to shop at the big corporate places that I refuse to advertise for, go check out what's on sale over at newperspectivesmusic.com. Okay, back to the show. How cool is this thing? This is definitely something I would file under the I never would have thought of it category, and I love making stuff like that are like other people's ideas. So this was another one that I got to work from a drawing, a couple drawings actually, by a local musician, a guy I actually met years ago, and then we were just reconnected when he discovered me, that I was this like bass maker right down the street from him. So he brought in his drawings and his ideas, and he was concerned about weight. We want to keep it nice and light. It actually weighs less than 7 pounds, believe it or not. You know, I was able to really work with him in person, which is great designing this thing. We were also able to include some of his line drawings that he had created over the years, and some various inlays and markings on this instrument, which I think is a super cool touch. So I'm sure you just heard in the demo, I got brand new strings on it, and it was when I started to dig in, it was a little bit clacky because I had the action set real low with these new strings. And so normally I would take a couple weeks with this instrument, and I would mess around with it, and I would kind of fine tune all those types of settings before sending it off to the customer. But since this guy lives 15 minutes down the road, I'm just going to let him pick it up and do that, and then bring it back to me and figure out how to best set it up for him in the way he plays. I love having that luxury of working locally, which is all I really ever wanted to do. But here I am on the internet sharing this stuff with you all worldwide, and I love working with you too. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this build. I sure did. All right, be good.